Hey guys, Ash here coming at you today with another Raid Shadow Legends Champion guide. And this one is going to be, it's going to be a special one, guys, because I've been talking about my man, Archbishop Pinthroy, for so long here on the channel. Let me pull this comment up so you guys can see it. We get Robert Kuzma says, but how do you not have a guide on your main man with the bird cage, Pinthroy? Oh, ask and you shall receive, my friend, because Archbishop Pinthroy is going to be the subject matter of today's video, guys. He's got the bird cage on the top of his head. First of all, aesthetically, this dude, a Sacred Order Legendary Spirit Affinity Champion, is really one of my favorite champions in the game. If you guys watch my other channel, Ash Raid Shadow Legends, you already know this. First of all, aesthetically, like that robe that he's wearing, super, super cool. He does look like an Archbishop, right? Very, very intricate detail. I love the aesthetics of this champion. But you know what I love more, guys? I love his kit. I love his kit. Let's talk about why I love this dude so much. First of all, base stats, around 20k HP, 1,000 attack. He is an attack-based support champion. Defense, around 1,200, speed 101. So I would say overall, just a very average base stats. They're not bad, but they're not great either, right? HP is pretty solid. Defense is, okay. Author of Fates is A1, attacks one enemy, transfers a random debuff from this champion to the target, also has a 75% chance of stealing a random buff from the target. Not a bad A1 ability. But Holy Word is, for me, well, I don't know if it's the highlight of his kit. His A3 is pretty good too, but this is such an underrated ability. We have an increased accuracy on all allies for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. So increased accuracy for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. There are only a handful of champions in this game that have that ability. It's such an instrumental buff in this game, guys. It's a massive difference maker. All you have to do is run a team without an increased accuracy buff, and then run a team with it, just sub in and out that one champion, and you'll see, wow, why did the damage change so much? Why did my survivability change so much? It's because actually landing all of your debuffs, you get resisted a little bit more than you think you would, right? So especially for Hydra, this is a great buff to have on really any team. Places a heal reduction debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. Also, 100% chance win book. This is all on a 3-turn cooldown of placing block buffs debuff on enemies for 2 turns. Again, this is a great ability, especially for Hydra, but really all of those super annoying Valkyrie faction war, or maybe not faction wars, staying corrected, but all those super annoying Martyr, there we go, faction war teams or Doom Tower floors, anybody with a lot of annoying buffs in this game, Archbishop Pinthroy's got you covered with the block buffs on a 3-turn cooldown. Champions from Demon Spawn, Undead Horde, and Knights Revenants cannot resist these debuffs. Gleam of Glory, this is his A3 ability. It's a 4-turn cooldown. We heal all allies by 30% of their max HP. That's a really solid heal. And then places an increased defense on all allies for 2 turns, big version. If 4 or more allies are alive, also places a shield buff for 2 turns equal to 30% of their max HP. So we get a really solid heal, a really solid shield, and an increased defense buff. The downside, it's a great ability. Downside is it's a 4-turn cooldown, but don't let that fool you. It's still amazing. And then Splendor is passive, removes all decreased defense and weakened debuffs from this champion at the start of each turn. And then we have accuracy in all battles by 50, okay? So I want to go ahead and show you guys him on my main Hydra Clan Boss team, but first, let me go ahead and show you my absolute favorite build for this champion. I think he's a champion for, if you're going to be using him primarily in Hydra, which is where I primarily use this champion, and do I have him a +1? Is it, you know what? They need a champion search button in this freaking game now. Now that the ascensions and the empowerments, it just throws me off, man. Okay, there we go. It takes forever for me to find champions now. Here he is, Mr. Birdcage himself, right? So I have him in, you can see it right there, Relentless gear, man. The Cruel is just because I happen to have 2 good Cruel pieces. Obviously, he benefits a little bit from the extra attack. He does deal some sneaky damage for a support champion, which you will see in today's video. So Cruel actually helps him out a little bit, but most importantly, Relentless. For me, Relentless, and Hydra especially, is almost mandatory on this champion, right? You can extract so much value because in longer battles, this 18% to get an extra turn, it just, every time it procs, you just get so much value because you have the chance of keeping increased accuracy and keeping block buffs up on all enemies and allies almost all the time, or at least a lot more frequently when you have those extra turns, reducing the cooldown of this ability. And the same thing with increased defense and that great shield and the heals that he's bringing to the table as well. I went with Brimstone as well, getting a little bit extra damage from that smite. It is only a 15% chance, but we're building him with accuracy anyway, because we need it for the block buffs on his A2 ability and the heal reduction as well, if we can think of a great reason to have heal reduction on your team other than maybe like a Fire Knight team or something like that. Anyway, we also need to steal that buff on the A1, we need accuracy for that. So Relentless, again, for me, is key on this champion, guys. If you run Archbishop Pinthroy and you have Relentless gear, especially right now at the time of this recording, right now we have an artifact, a free artifact move around event. That means we can remove anything we want to, and it's not going to cost us anything. That's incredible. So in terms of stat priorities here, guys, we have speed on the boots. We have HP percentage on the chest. We need to keep this dude alive, and his HP scales pretty well. We have crit rate on the gauntlets. Again, he dishes out a sneaky good amount of damage, especially against Hydra. Again, he does have that AoE on the A2 ability. So for that reason, we went crit rate on the gauntlets, okay? I'm not going to overdo it and build him as an all-out nuker with crit damage, but I'll take the crit rate where I can get it. And then we're looking for speed, and we're looking for accuracy, which you can see here on these artifacts. Again, speed, accuracy, and survivability is going to be the name of the game when we talk about this champion. For accessories, I went with HP or defense on my amulet in my ring, and I went accuracy on the banner. I would like to go maybe defense on the banner or maybe some HP actually on the banner, but I can't really afford to lose almost 100 accuracy as well on this particular build. His total stats are nice and fast, 277, similar to what we're talking about with the Relentless gear, right? Archbishop, we want him going often, right? So as fast as we can get him is going to be great. More increased accuracy, more block debuffs, more increased defense, block buffs, excuse me. Block debuffs would really suck as a debuff. I'm going to cast block debuffs on all the enemies. That would really suck. But yeah, block buffs, increase accuracy, all those are really valuable. Do not sleep on the increased accuracy. And then we need accuracy on him. So I would go speed, accuracy as the main priorities. After that, I would go with some HP, some defense, and hey, if you can get there, go with some crit rate and some attack to get some damage from this champion as well. Let me pull up his multipliers really quickly here. So at hellhades.com, great website to see any champion guides. They rank him a 4 overall. I'm biased. He's one of my favorite champions, but I would give him like a 5. Love this champion. I really do, guys. Maybe, again, I'm just letting you know I'm kind of biased here. But for what he does, he's one of the best. He gives out a 5 in Iron Twins, a 5 in Hydra Clan Boss, a 4.5 in Doom Tower. You can see you can find a use for this champion, even in ways you might not suspect. He's definitely not a meta or known as a PvP champion, but even that increased accuracy in the arena, you can get some utility out of, especially like if you pull him, if you're lucky enough to pull him kind of in the early game or something like that. Anyway, when we look at his skills, he has a 4.7 multiplier on his A1 and a 4.8 on his A2. That's the AoE attack. Now, listen, those multipliers are insane, but they go off the base stat of attack, which is 1057, but that's why he can deal that sneaky damage, because with 2652 and 100% crit rate and a little bit of crit damage, he's dishing out, millions of damage against Hydra. For Masteries, for that reason, I went with War Master to get a little bit extra damage out of him for PvE content, especially I'm thinking Hydra for this dude. That's where he shines. I went down the offense tree. I just came down the left-hand side and ended again at War Master, getting that extra damage. And then we went down support. You have two options. Obviously, you can go with the pinpoint accuracy, go with charge focus, go with swarm smiter if you need the extra accuracy, or you could do what I did. I went with the extra HP and steadfast. Then I came down with lay on hands and I get the extra value out of those heals that he has, or that heal he has, excuse me, on that A2. Also, shield bearer increased the value of shield buffs this champion casts by 5%. So he brings the shield, it brings the heal. That's all going to be beneficial. We went went down with Healing Savior, went down with Merciful Aid for all the same reasons. He has increased accuracy and increased defense. We really want lasting gifts. 30% chance to extend the duration of any buff cast by this champion, and it will apply to those extremely valuable buffs that he's bringing to the table. So that's really, really nice. And then on the other hand, we came down here and we went with Master Hexer as well, because think about it again, he's bringing block buffs debuff. We want to extend that as well, so we have a 30% chance to extend the duration of any debuff cast by this champion. So those are the Masteries, guys. I showed you the build. Let's go ahead and run this dude in Hydra Clan Boss. I'm not going to sit here and make you watch the entire battle, but I will start things off with you guys, and I'll end things off with you guys. All right, guys, so we're going to go against Hydra Brutal difficulty, and this is the team that we have selected. Actually, I don't want to use this team. I want to use the Contra the Cyclone version here. We're going to run Nekmothar, Cupidus, Venus, Archbishop Pinthroy, the star of the show, Tawanarok, and Contra the Cyclone as our provoker on this squad. As I said, I'm not going to keep you guys the entire match here, but we will get things started. Archbishop taking the spotlight on the right-hand side. So we're going to have to deal with one kind of cleanse cycle on these Hydra heads before Contra can start with her provokes. But either way, guys, you're going to love this team. A lot of heals, obviously, from a little bit from Tawanarok, and some from the Leech of Nekmothar, and of course, carrying the burden there is Archbishop Pinthroy. And then after that, it's going to be a lot of damage. Again, you can see him landing his smite there, only a 15% chance, but we're landing it still. You love to see it, and hoping for a lot of extra turn procs vis-a-vis that sweet Relentless set that we have on him. So guys, I will check in. What do you think the overall damage on this team is going to be? I'm not too sure, but we will go ahead and see. Last rotation, it was pretty dang good. I'll come back at you guys around turn 100 or so, and we'll do a quick damage check. Be right back. All right, guys, we're checking in here at turn 133, and my man, Head of Suffering, just took a double turn, and he ate Archbishop Pinthroy. Crap, guys. And we were doing pretty dang good here with the damage, 53, 54 million. Unfortunately, sometimes you just don't luck out. I will not be keeping this result anymore, but you can see, I'm going to stop the battle here. I don't know, man. Very close, very close. But with this exact team, last cycle, I got 100 million on Brutal. So I know I'm not going to get there anymore without my man Archbishop. So I'm going to go ahead and end the battle, but still an impressive damage total. And this team just has really, really nice synergy together. So we're going to end it early here because our man got eaten. But you can see here coming through with over 2 million heals and almost 4 million damage. Again, the damage isn't out of control here. If he lands more smites, a little RNG there, it will certainly go up quite a bit. But at the end of a 100 million battle, he had around 9 million damage last week. So still, that's, it's significant for a support champion. Either way, guys, can you tell? I love Archbishop Pinthroy. I hope you guys do too. I hope this has spurred on some of you guys or motivated some of you guys who do have him to build him in Relentless, because you are going to love the results, and your clan boss, your Hydra clan boss team is going to thank you. He's also useful, I should say, pretty much as we saw in Hell Hades, pretty much everywhere in the game. Incredibly valuable champion, not to be overlooked. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any champion requests, go ahead and let me know in the comments below, guys. And as always, take care, guys.